Welcome. Tonight, relief for patients as Nigerian nurses call off strike, ending weeks of tension in health sector. 6 years on, still no answers. Amnesty International, family of missing activist Abubakar Idris, urged federal government to break the silence. Nigeria-Congo pledged closer ties as Vice President Shatima hails regional leadership for peace in Africa. And Mali's ex-Prime Minister faces state for undermining charges over social media posts in shocked legal terms. And on business, Nigeria's forex reserves rise for the fourth consecutive week to $39.36 billion.
On sports news tonight, Nigeria's D-Tigress secure passage to the finals of the FIBA Women's Afrobasket after a hard-fought victory over beaten rival Senegal in the semis.
The National Association of Nigerian Nurses and Midwives has officially suspended its 7-day warning strike 4 days after its commencement. This comes after the leadership of the association met with a federal government delegation led by the coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, Professor Ali Pate, who had announced yesterday that the strike had been called off after the meeting. This week has been challenging for patients and people seeking medical services at public health institutions as the nurses' strike crippled activities at most government hospitals.
The National Association of Nigerian Nurses and Midwives has suspended its nationwide strike action following a successful negotiation meeting with the federal government held on 1st August 2025. The decision was reached after an emergency virtual meeting of the National Executive Council on 2nd August 2022, where a signed memorandum of understanding was reviewed. The federal government has committed to a time-bound implementation of all 9 key demands presented by the association. In view of this development, NEC has directed the immediate suspension of the strike action in line with the principles of dialogue and good faith. NAM expressed appreciation to its members nationwide for their unity, patience, and resilience. The association remains committed to dialogue and continue to champion the right and welfare of Nigerian nurses and midwives.
6 years after the mysterious abduction of Mr. Abubakar Idris, a Kaduna-based activist, Amnesty International and his family have criticized the federal government for what they describe as a deafening silence and inaction to unravel his disappearance. The university lecturer and government critic was allegedly abducted by masked gunmen from his residence in Kaduna metropolis on August 2nd, 2019. They stated this during a news conference in Kaduna to mark the anniversary of the incident.
Human rights group Amnesty International is leading this advocacy, which is in its 6th year. The campaign is to determine the whereabouts of a Kaduna-based activist, Abubakar Idris, popularly known as Daddy Yatta, who was reportedly whisked away by masked men from his residence in the Baranawa area of Kaduna metropolis on August 2nd, 2019.
On the 2nd of August 2019, Abubakar Idris, widely called Daddy Yatta, arrived home in Kaduna after a long day. He drove in and was about to lock the entrance gates of his house when, like a movie, gunmen appeared. And in the words of his wife, those men accosted him and took him away in his own car. Those who abducted him were masked and with heavy guns. They were heavily armed. His family waited, hoping he would return the same night. They waited and waited. The waiting dragged on from a day to a month to months, and now it is 6 years.
There have been promises from the government and security agencies to resolve the case. However, the rights group believes the relevant authorities have not done much.
Because we have no any evidence to prove that the police have done anything about it. But after 6 years, there have been no clarity as to what effort the government meant to establish the truth about Dadieta. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu must take interest in Dadieta's case, and he must do what his predecessor failed to do about the case of Dadieta.
Holding back his emotions, the younger brother of the university lecturer paints a grim picture of the impact on the disappearance on the family. He appeals to the authorities to do the needful.
My call on the current administration is that these incidents happened before they took office. And now they have everything it takes for them to unravel the situation, to find out who are those culprits that carried out this heinous crime. At least let them do the best they can to put a smile on our faces.
The concern here is that according to Section 164, subsection 1 of the 2011 Evidence Act, the activist may be presumed dead. Nevertheless, his family and rights groups are hopeful that this advocacy will yield the expected result.
In Zamfara State, Governor Dauda Lawal has reaffirmed his administration's commitment to ending insecurity, with a pledge to ensure the immediate deployment of troops to Banga village, the community where 38 captives were killed by armed bandits. This assurance was delivered by a state government delegation led by the Deputy Governor, Mr. Amani Muni, who visited the community as well as 3 other affected areas to commiserate with the residents and distribute relief materials as well as financial assistance. The state government also reiterated its firm position of not negotiating with criminals, insisting that decisive military action remains the best way forward.
The attacks, which spanned Banga, Kungurki, Kogin Audu, and Kodia Madaro in Kauran Namoda local government area of Zamfara State, reportedly left over 55 people dead. 38 of the hostages were abducted from Banga village alone, and 7 others are from Kungurki. The sad development has sparked widespread outrage and renewed calls for government action.
You are witness to the fact that the state government has your welfare and safety at heart. As a result, the government has brought in the Civilian Joint Task Force from Borno State to help in eliminating the bandits. You know the impact they've made in the fight against insecurity.
Zayyanu Usman, a youth vigilante in Kogin Audu, armed with a locally made gun, explained how local youths have formed volunteer security groups to protect their communities from continuous attacks.
We are doing our job to protect our village against the bandits. When we see a stranger in our village, we question them, where they are coming from and where they are going. Bandit attacks became too much in our area, so we decided to team up to defend and protect our villages.
The Deputy Governor, Mr. Mani Mumini, leads a delegation to the affected communities and promises that the state government is working to restore peace in the region.
You know, bad people like bandits, attack these villages, which result in the death of almost 55 people. We actually come to condole with them and to bring assistance to the family of the deceased.
The Emir of Kauran Namoda appreciates the gesture and makes some clarifications on the abductions.
The incident happened in April 9, And actually, there is a contradiction where the social media sent the report that the incident happened in February, which is not. February is April. So that's just the thing.
The state government also distributed relief items and financial support to the families that lost their loved ones across the 4 affected communities.
In a bid to boost the fight against crime and intelligence gathering, the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Ebetokun, has acquired state-of-the-art technological devices and applications for Technical Intelligence Unit to aid crime detection, prevention, and swift arrest of criminals. The IGP has also directed the commencement of comprehensive training programs for the personnel of the unit in line with global best practices. These rigorous training programs are designed to equip them with the right knowledge to operate the newly deployed technologies, ensure the force remains adaptable and capable in the face of evolving criminal trends and practices. As a result of concerns raised by the United States government regarding the misuse of its visas, the Nigeria Immigration Service has asked the visa holders to strictly adhere to the purpose stated in their visa applications. A statement released by the service in Abuja reminds applicants that security screening by the United States authorities continues beyond initial entry, and any violation of immigration or other laws may result in visa revocation or deportation. The statement adds that breach of visa conditions, including overstaying, may attract severe penalties, including removal from the U.S. and permanent eligibility for future travel, as the United States government remains committed to maintaining secure and transparent visa processes. It adds that Nigerian students in the United States must remain in active study, as withdrawal, absenteeism, or change of academic program without notification may lead to visa cancellation. Some medical experts are advocating the urgent need to invest in digital health in order to bridge the gap in Medicare for underserved communities in the country. Speaking at a conference on digital health in Abuja, the national coordinator of the sector-wide approach for health reforms highlights the critical role of technology in disease surveillance and service delivery. The conference also emphasized the need for a sustainable local ownership of health financing.
This conference is in furtherance of the Ministry of Health sector-wide approach, which is aimed at mobilizing the expertise of public and private sector to scale up medical services in Nigeria. Gathered here are digital health experts, officials of the Ministry of Health, as well as state commissioners of health, and the crux of the discussion is the power of digital health in public health transformation.
Local investment is when a state government prioritizes digital health in its annual plan. A private company installs solar at a PhD instead of another billboard. A young nurse becomes a digital tool champion. A youth group tracks immunization coverage in hard-to-reach areas. That is what makes digital health stick.
For too long, digital health has been treated as a series of silent projects. But under the Nigeria Health Sector Renewal Investment Initiative, we are clear digital infrastructure is as essential as our clinics, as our human resource. And so the Nigeria Digital Health Initiative was tasked with building this foundation through the Nigeria Digital Health Architecture. We are laying the digital highways that will connect every part of our ecosystem.
Available statistics show that Nigeria's healthcare system is overburdened, with a doctor-to-patients ratio estimated at 1 doctor to 10,000 patients, as against 600 patients recommended by the World Health Organization. Experts say this development significantly impacts the quality of care and call for an urgent need to collaborate with tech innovators to scale up services, especially in underserved communities.
Collaboration needs to work between government, between tech innovators, and between funders to unlock resources and expertise needed to design, to pilot, and to scale digital health solutions in a sustainable way.
The concept of digital health refers to the use of information and communication technologies to support and improve health services, including surveillance, diagnosis and treatment. And the consensus at this conference is that governments at all levels need to collaborate with private sector and invest in digital health.
In part two, after the break, Nigeria-Congo pledge closer ties as Vice President Shettima hails regional leadership for peace in Africa. That's in a moment. Join us again. A reminder of our top stories. Relief for patients as Nigerian nurses call off strike, ending days of tension in the health sector. 6 years on, still no answers. Amnesty International, family of missing activist Abubakar Idris, urged federal government to break the silence. Nigeria-Congo pledge closer ties as Vice President Shettima hails regional leadership for peace in Africa. And Mali's ex-Prime Minister faces stakes for undermining charges over social media posts in shock legal terms. State government has flagged off its first round of Maternal, Newborn and Child Health Week, an initiative to ensure health services reach children and pregnant women in all local government areas. The event, which took place at the Primary Health Care Center in Madobi local government area, witnessed the distribution of vitamin A supplements, mosquito nets, antenatal care services, amongst others. Our correspondent, Nanchin Vincent, has this report.
It is the flag-off of the first round of Maternal, Newborn and Child Health Week, an initiative of the Kano State government to tackle child and maternal mortality rates in all 44 local government areas of the state. The statewide initiative, which has begun in Birji Primary Health Care Center of Madobi local government, will provide essential health services ranging from distribution of insecticide, treated mosquito nets, HPV vaccination, glucometer strips, antenatal care services, and others. The state government is optimistic that the initiative will significantly reduce maternal mortality in the state.
Our efforts in ensuring all women carry their pregnancies to term seamlessly and deliver safely is not negotiable. Today, we are distributing 6,000 delivery packs and an additional 500 CS packages to our facilities. This we do monthly and are expecting or expanding to reach at least all Apex facilities in the state very soon. We believe this will go a long way in addressing maternal mortality.
He further noted that this administration is committed to the issues of women and children.
This administration remains resolute in its mission to deliver quality, equitable, accessible and life-saving health interventions. And I assure you that our commitment to transforming healthcare in Kano State is stronger than ever.
UNICEF commends the initiative and makes donations to support the efforts, which is targeting over 2.6 million children.
In continuing support to Kano State government, UNICEF has provided adequate quantities of vitamin A supplementation and MMS for the first round of Maternal, Newborn and Child Health Week to reach over 2.6 million children from the age of 6 months to 59 months, and about 500,000 pregnant women will benefit from this.
UNICEF is urging the Kano State government to invest more in healthcare delivery and allocate sufficient funding to improve health and nutrition outcomes for women and children. From Kano Commercial City, Nanchin Vincent, Channels Television News.
The Vice President, Kashim Shettima, has affirmed Nigeria's commitment to strengthening diplomatic ties with the Republic of Congo, acknowledging the leadership of President Denis Sassou Nguesso in promoting regional peace and stability, especially across Africa's Great Lake region. He also said Nigeria will consider Congo's request for support in its bid to lead the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization. He made this known while receiving the Congolese Prime Minister at the Presidential Villa, Abuja.
President Sassou Nguesso is one of the greatest stabilizers in the African continent. He is well respected and he has the experience and exposure to give leadership to a turbulent region. You are surrounded by some very unstable countries, but you are a beacon of hope and stability. So on behalf of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, I want to register our profound gratitude to President Denis Sassou Nguesso, and by extension yourself and the government and people of the Republic of Congo for the leadership you have shown and for the stability you are helping to bring to the Great Lakes region. Be rest assured that all the issues raised, especially over your candidature for the Director Generalship of UNESCO, will be conveyed to Mr. President, and I'm hopeful that he's going to endorse your candidate.
To politics now. Members of the Labour Party believe they remain the only viable alternative to the ruling All Progressives Congress APC in the country. Though currently embroiled in a leadership crisis despite the Supreme Court judgment, key party members have urged heavyweights within the party to close ranks ahead of the 2027 general elections. In this special report, our correspondent, Dele Omoyeni, gives an overview of some of the crucial issues unsettling the party.
Originally formed in 2002, the Labour Party didn't get its big break till 2007 when Olusegun Mimiko made governorship headways and subsequently became the governor of Ondo State through the courts. Though the party is anchored on a people-centered ideology in view of the logo, which is the image of a man, a woman and a child, it was best a party on the fringes until the 2023 elections. Having pulled out of the People's Democratic Party in 2022, Mr. Peter Obi joined forces with the Labour Party and instantly became a major force, emerging as the presidential candidate of the party for the 2023 election. Mr. Peter Obi will eventually emerge third in the election, but the party produces a governor and some federal and state lawmakers. However, the party plunged into a leadership crisis. First, the removal of the national chairman, Mr. Julius Abure, who was sacked by his word, and that gave room to Lamidi Apapa, who took over the reins of the party. The Nigeria Labour Congress, who is claiming custody of the party, also kicked against the leadership of Mr. Abure. Eventually, some of the leaders of the party settled for former finance minister, Mrs. Nenadi Usman, as the national chairman of the party. However, this has not settled the crisis in the party.
Today, I'm a Labour Party member, and I remain in Labour Party. But we have all agreed to work in coalition for 2027 election. And for that, we've just adopted ADC. Going on, other parties, other individuals are going to still come in. But it's just like an unveiling, like you used it before, an adoption, which will still go into bringing other people together under the same umbrella and saying, we want better governance for this country.
Just to be clear, because you sat next to Mr. Julius Abure when he read out the resolutions from the NEC meeting, do you agree with him when he described the Nenadi Usman-led interim group as illegal?
I am a peacemaker, and
some journalists have very, very heavy terms that they use. I am still on that peace mission. So if I adopt, if you answer the question you want me to answer it, you are making me to clean out all the efforts I've been on. We're in the process of reconciling a great party that wants to serve Nigeria greatly.
Already, some members of the party have started pitching their tent with other parties, especially the ruling All Progressives Congress.
Senator Darlington Wokocha, the secretary of the NCC.
There have been moves to reconcile the parties, which has led to the setting up of a reconciliation committee.
We did very well, and I could only have imagined that we still could do that solo-wise in 2027 if we don't have all these differences. But at best, to put an icing on the cake, would have been merge the Labour Party to collaborate with another party from the north, because the results from the 2023 election actually had Labour Party winning the whole of South. We were the dominant party in the South. In the recent days, Mr. Senator Dati Ahmed, attended the NEC meeting of the Labour Party. It's a welcome development.
There have been legal battles for the soul of the party, and the judgment of the Supreme Court emphasized that matters relating to party leadership are internal affairs over which the judiciary has no jurisdiction.
The legal implication is that Supreme Court failed to make a definite and unambiguous order, because we have seen in various issues where court will give judgment, and the judgment is not clear. Which particular one does INEC recognize? That's where I now said the legal implication.
Nevertheless, two leaders are laying claim to the chairmanship of the party, despite leaving the door open for reconciliation.
I've said it very clearly that I'm ready to make peace. Political party politics is about compromises. It's also about conflict. It's also about resolution of conflict. And your capacity and your ability to resolve conflict, accept people who have offended you, forgive them, looking at the bigger picture of winning and making the party a ruling party in the country, and ultimately enthroning a leadership in the country that will drive the process of growth and development of the party is key.
Right from the beginning, when I was appointed as the national chairman, I made it public that I wanted us to come back together, work as a team. There is no victor, no vanquish. Let's come together, put our house in order, because together we'll win, but divided certainly will fall. So I just want to also call on not just Mr. Abure, any other person who feels aggrieved, that please let us come sit together, talk. Congresses will soon start. If there's any position anybody is interested in, they can contest for it.
The leaders of the party are optimistic that these issues will be resolved on time ahead of the 2027 general elections. Daily Omoyeni, Channels Television News.
Still ahead on the news at 10, Nigeria's forex reserves rises for the fourth week to $39.36 billion. That's on Business News. Do join us again. Welcome back. Following the unveiling of the council election timetable by the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission, RCEC, different political parties have conducted primaries to produce their flag bearers in the upcoming poll. From Obiakpo to Asaritoru, candidates emerged from at least 3 political parties.
With the unveiling of a timetable for the upcoming local council elections in Rivers State, the PDP local government chairmanship primary election is holding across the 23 local government areas of the state. That of Obiakpo, home of the FCT minister Nyesom Wike, is holding at the Rume Precom Civic Center with delegates from the 17 wards of the council, alongside political leaders like Speaker of the suspended House of Assembly, Martin Amewule, Minority Leader of the House of Representatives, Kingsley Chinda, among others. When the call for nominations is made, Dr. Gift Nwolu, a former commissioner for housing, is the only nominee. Though he's unopposed, the delegates still ratify his nomination via voting. Dr. Nwolu is declared the winner with 142 votes.
I hereby declare Dr. Gift Nwolu as returned. Thank you.
In his victory speech, he pays tribute to the FCT minister while promising human capital development when he's elected chairman. Speaking on the sidelines, Minority Leader of the House of Reps, Kingsley Chinda, believes the choice of Dr. Nwolu is apt because he has what it takes to lead the people of Obiakpo.
You understand too that he is a lecturer in the university, so we expect to get the best from him. He has also assured us that he is going to look at human capital development, and I believe that that is the hub of development in any society. Develop the people, you develop the society. So I believe that going to the polls, we will come out very victorious. This is a PDP local government area. My constituency is a PDP constituency. And I believe that we will go back home, talk to our people who have a good product. Good thinking, good product. So we don't have problem marketing our products.
With this move in Obiakpo and other councils, the PDP has positioned itself to sweep the upcoming polls. Charles Opurum, Channels Television News.
Staying with politics, the people of Anambra South Senatorial Zone held an endorsement rally for the re-election of Governor Chukwuma Soludo and his running mate, Dr. Onyeka Ibezim, at the Ekwulobia Township Stadium in Agwata local government area. The rally was also an opportunity to campaign for the ABGA candidate in the August 16th Anambra South Senatorial by-election, Mr. Emmanuel Nwachukwu. Overwhelmed by the massive display of solidarity from his people, Professor Soludo appreciated the mass affirmation, noting that ABGA will have a landslide victory during the polls.
Ekwulobia Township Stadium in Agwata local government area of Anambra State is bustling with joyful solidarity activities as the people of the Anambra South Senatorial Zone in their hundreds hold an endorsement rally for the re-election of Professor Chukwuma Soludo and his running mate, Onyeka Ibezim, ahead of the November 8th governorship election in the state. The rally is also for the Anambra South Senatorial by-election campaign kickoff for the ABGA candidate, Mr. Emmanuel Nwachukwu. On arrival, Governor Soludo, his wife, Noye, and his running mate, Dr. Ibezim, felicitate with the supporters here. Many of the stakeholders who speak during the event describe Governor Soludo's administration as remarkable and transformational in all sectors of the economy, including women and youth empowerment.
After extensive consultations
wide-ranging discussions and objective review of current governance, representation and party structure, we unanimously adopt as follows. Endorsement of Prof. Chukwu Machar Soludo, CFR, for second term. We call on all party faithfuls, community leaders, youth, political actors across Anambra South to close rank, shun divisive politics, and work in unity towards ensuring total victory for APGA in both the senatorial and governorship election. In conclusion, my people, this communique represents the collective voice and resolute position of Anambra South political stakeholders.
I now hand over this flag.
Flagging off the campaign for the Anambra South senatorial by-election scheduled for August 16th, the national chairman of APGA hands over the flag to the candidate, Mr. Emmanuel Nwachukwu.
To carry this flag and make sure you hoist this flag at the National Assembly. Thank you.
The traditional rulers in the zone also confer on Governor Soludo the title of Oluwatuego, meaning the one who is not scared of work. The governor had in the recent past received the title from the north and central zones. The visibly excited governor, while addressing the people, declares that APGA is sure of a landslide victory in the polls.
We're not supposed to Soludo for second term. Once you are supporting Soludo for second term, you then have to vote for Emmanuel Nwachukwu in 2 weeks' time. If you want the good work that we are doing in Anambra to go on even higher, we need the synergy between the senator representing us and the governor at home. Anambra is on the rise. That what I have seen over the last 3 years plus a few months, they have never seen before. The Anambra agree that they want the good party to continue, that they want solution to continue.
The people here say that they agree with the governor and are confident that his leadership and vision will continue to spur the state onto the continued progress and development.
For infrastructure, a good road network is crucial for national development, and all partners are welcome in the federal government's drive for its development. The Minister of State for Works, Mr. Abelo Goronyo, said this when he received advanced road construction and maintenance equipment from the Japanese government at the Federal Road Maintenance Agency, FEMA, at the Kuje area of Abuja.
Amen.
Gathered here are representatives of the federal government of Nigeria, members of the diplomatic corps, and lawmakers to receive roads maintenance equipment which are valued at over 3.6 billion naira provided under Japan's Economic and Social Development Program.
And to the benefits of mankind.
The equipment are expected to significantly boost the operational capacity of the Federal Roads Maintenance Agency across Nigeria's federal road network.
Advanced road construction equipment.
In his keynote speech, the Minister of State Works said roads are the arteries of national development.
For years, FEMA has worked tirelessly, often with limited resources, to ensure our roads remain more trouble. This donation of advanced road construction equipment worth 3.6 billion naira is a game changer. It is significantly enhanced the FEMA's capacity to carry out its mandate more efficiently and effectively and to a higher standard. This equipment will empower our engineers and technicians to undertake more comprehensive repairs, faster rehabilitation, and more sustainable maintenance across the country.
On his part, the managing director of FEMA, Mr. Emeka Agbasi, described the event as a significant milestone in the agency's history.
In pursuit of excellence, exploratory meetings held 8 years ago between FEMA and Marubeni, a Japanese firm, That meeting actually gave birth to the events today. The meeting focused on deepening existing relationships and creating partnership opportunities. The agency at the time identified the need to significantly build and improve in-house capacity required to recover failed road sections and undertake all routine and periodic maintenance.
The federal government hopes to use capacity strengthening through equipment acquisition as a strategy to ensure Nigeria's roads are safe, reliable, and sustainable.
In Edo State, palliative work has commenced on the failed portions of roads across the North Senatorial District of the state. The governor, Monday Okwebudu, who flagged off the work in Auchi, Esako West local government area, added that it will be extended to erosion-prone areas. According to the governor, the renovation project will address the menace of kidnapping by ensuring highways are safer for motorists.
Today, we are flagging off this Ibilo Road. A week ago, I was with him in Abuja. He said, everywhere that you see pothole, whether federal, whether state, go after rehabilitation of those roads. That is the demonstration you are seeing here today. For the erosion-prone area, I've seen. But you know, government is not a rocket science. We have to go through procurement process of award of contracts. You are crying today. By the time I just say go and do it and something happened, I will say he has stolen the money. So we must follow procurement process to achieve it. And you have to be patient. I will go and look at those areas. From here, I'll go there, look at those areas and see. Then I will send engineers to come and look at it again so that we can put a full stop to the issue on erosion devastation in this area once and for all.
Company news now. As part of efforts to expand its footprints across the country, Premium Trust Bank has opened a new branch in Kaduna State with a commitment to deliver unique and customer-friendly services to the residents. Speaking during the opening of the branch located in the state capital, the managing director says the company aims to set a new benchmark in the industry and contribute to the economic growth and development of Kaduna State. On his part, the governor, Uba Sani, has promised to partner with the bank to expand access to financial inclusion in the state.
It is a new dawn for Premium Trust Bank as it unveils a branch in the Kaduna State capital to serve as the bank's regional headquarters for northern operations. The edifice, which is located in the central business district of Kaduna Metropolis, is equipped with state-of-the-art facilities and dedicated staff that will offer a wide range of financial services, including personal banking, business banking, electronic banking, and investment solutions. Governor Uba Sani of Kaduna State is joined by his Ekiti State counterpart, Mr. Abiodun Yebanji, to witness the special occasion. Governor Sani then commissions the branch, marking Premium Trust Bank's 26th opening since its establishment in 2022. Afterwards, the management of the bank takes dignitaries on a tour of the bank.
This occasion marks a defining milestone, not only in the bank's extraordinary journey, but also in the ongoing transformation of Kaduna State into a beacon of opportunity and growth.
For me to come here on a day like this speaks to one thing.
I know that we are good products. I know that Premium Trust Bank is a bank that's highly professional, and it's a bank that I can put my seal of authority on as a bank to do business with.
The managing director of Premium Trust Bank says the bank's vision is driven by trust, innovation, and performance.
In just 3 years, Premium Trust Bank has earned the reputation of being Nigeria's fastest growing commercial bank. We are driven by trust, innovation, performance, and partnership. With this new regional office, Premium Trust Bank is positioning itself as your financial growth partner, enabling businesses, supporting entrepreneurs, and empowering individuals to achieve their dreams.
By opening its 26th branch in Kaduna State, the management of Premium Trust Bank believes that this innovative step will write a new story of economic transformation and shared success with the people of the state and northern Nigeria.
For more in the world of business, Willie Bong has details.
Thank you, Melinda. Nigeria's gross forex reserves has continued its positive movement, rising for the 4th straight week. And that's according to data from the central bank. We see the reserves increased by $593.75 million to reach $39.36 billion as of July the 30th. Meanwhile, the Naira strengthened by 1.2% week-on-week, closing at 1,520 Naira per dollar. Analysts remain upbeat about the Naira, citing strong FX liquidity amid high yields in the OMO markets and a weaker US dollar, attracting more foreign portfolio inflows. And we move on to see that most companies in Nigeria, still in the banking sector, and seeing how they perform, especially those in that sector, have posted stellar earnings for the second quarter of 2025, but concerns remain over the 50% cash reserve ratio, which some say is squeezing bank profits. Reacting to this, the managing consultant at Consult, Mr. Femi Akundayo, who was a guest on Capital Market, believes the high CRR is aimed at ensuring the stability of the financial system. He adds that despite these constraints, the bottom line shows banks are still turning a profit.
Regulation has come to stay. But for the reasons that the central bank is doing so much in terms of regulation, you would have seen what would have been the money in circulation. You would have seen the trend of inflation. So we should not use all of this as alibi. What we're saying is this: you have an interest rate 2-digit, that high, can't we also have corresponding increase on interest on deposit, on balances? So that is one. On the charges being made, even if you slash this by 50%, I can assure you banks will still make, if they can make over 200%, they are making over 202 to 241% across those major banks. So even if they can slash the charges by 50%, they will still make more than 100%. And I want to say, as a past managing director, I know that banks need profitability, just as they need liquidity. If you encourage the customers more, you get more liquidity. Same way, you can even get enhanced profitability if the customers are encouraged. Because at the end of the day, when people complain that the man on the street cannot do this, cannot do that, it's a function of availability of funding and the cost of the funding.
We move now to the southern part of Nigeria, where the African Development Bank has flagged up the first special agro-industrial processing zone project in southwest Nigeria. And the groundbreaking ceremony took place in Ijayi, Akinyele local government area of Oyo State, in partnership with the federal government and development partners. The project hub will feature processing hubs, warehouses, ICT facilities, and livestock support services. The FDB president, Dr. Akinwumi Adesina, calls it a long-held vision to transform agriculture and create jobs.
Now, it was a bullish week at the Nigerian exchange, closing higher for the 10th consecutive week. The all-share index surged 5.07% to close at 141,263 points, pushing total market cap to 89.37 trillion naira. Market activity remains strong, with 4.84 billion shares traded in 174,267 deals, valued at 149.75 billion naira, all in the green. Now, sector performance was led by industrial goods with a massive 10.12% gain, while the banking and consumer goods also in the green. However, insurance and oil and gas sectors slipped 1.22% and 0.48% each. Now, top gainers for the week were UACN PLC, Mikio Industries, and Custodian Insurance. On the flip side, we see Abbey Mortgage Bank fell 34.13%, while FTN Cocoa and Cornerstone Insurance dropped 20.3% and 15.99%. Now, heavily traded stocks included FCMB, Fidelity Bank, and Universal Insurance. Still in the equity space, but in the over-the-counter market now, Securities Exchange, we see the index advanced by 1.87%, closing at 3,701 points, with market cap settling at 2.17 trillion naira. Market activity, however, declined sharply. Total volume dipped 99.57% to 6.03 million units, while the value of trades fell 76.59% to 131.04 million naira executed across 183 deals. CSCS PLC led the gainers chart with a 21.29% rise to 60 naira, followed by Food Concept and Joe Fluids, which appreciated to 2.95% and 2.61% each. Now, on the laggard side, Lagos Building Investment Company declined 5.84%, while Priceline, Campina Wamco, and First Trust Mortgage Bank posted losses of 4.69% and 1.59%. Top traded stocks included Priceline, Campina Wamco, Okitipupa Oil Palm, and Joe Fluids. And that's business news. It's back to Melinda for the rest of the news at 10. Many thanks, Will. And for the latest from the world of sports, here's Kelly Igiga.
Many thanks indeed, Melinda. Nigeria's senior women's national team, the D Tigers, have secured a passage to the finals of the FIBA Afro-Basket Championship in Cote d'Ivoire after a hard-fought 75-68 points victory in the semi-finals. Nigeria was leading until a wobble in the third quarter, which saw them lose 21-9. However, coach Rene Wakamo's girls fought back bravely to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat. The D Tigers are on course for a fifth consecutive victory at the championship and will face either Mali or South Sudan in the finals of the competition. From basketball to tennis, we're exactly 30 days removed from their Wimbledon five-set thriller. Taylor Fritz avoided such theatrics in a rematch against Gabriel Diallo at the National Bank Open in Toronto as the American ousted the remaining Canadian 6-4, 6-2. Fritz broke Diallo's serve to love in the opening game of the match, and in the second set, he earned his first of two breaks. With the advantage in forehand-to-forehand rallies, Fritz needed just 75 minutes to advance. Up next for the 27-year-old is Czech teenager Jiří Lehecka.
Well, this time he does make the return, and it's another forehand. Taylor swiftly into the last 16 here in Toronto. Just an hour and a quarter.
Well, let's stay with the competition as the women's world number 3. Iga Swiatek broke Eva Ellis in the hard-fought opening game, ultimately setting the stage for a straight sets victory at the National Bank Open. Swiatek finished the job with ease, dispassionately 6-2, 6-2, and closing with a forehand winner that secured her spot in the fourth round for the first time since 2022. The 24-year-old Pole will face Denmark's Clara Tauson and in their first meeting since 2022. The Wimbledon champion has won both prior matchups and will look to keep that streak intact as they play for spots in the quarterfinals of the competition.
Unbelievable. Now that was a very, very good performance from Iga Swiatek. Also from her opponent. She certainly played a part, did Eva Lees.
What a dominant display by the world number 3. That's sports. I'm Kelly Egiga. It's back to my Linda.
Many thanks, Kelly. On the international scene, Mr. Moussa Mara, a former Prime Minister of Mali, a country which is now under military rule, has been charged with undermining the credibility of the state over comments he made on social media. After a prison visit to see detained opposition figures in July, Mr. Mara declared his unwavering solidarity with the prisoners of conscience on his ex-social media platform. Mr. Mara, who served as Prime Minister for 9 months a decade ago, has been a recent outspoken critic of the military government. The junta, which has been in power since coups in 2020 and 2021, dissolved all political parties in May following rare anti-government protests. U.S. President Donald Trump says he has ordered 2 nuclear submarines to be positioned in appropriate locations in response to highly provocative comments by the former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev. Mr. Trump said he acted just in case the inflammatory statements are more than just that. Of course, words are really crucial and can often lead to unintended consequences. He did not say where the 2 submarines were being positioned in keeping with the U.S. military protocol. Mr. Medvedev had recently threatened the United States in response to Trump's ultimatums to Moscow to agree to a ceasefire in Ukraine or face tough sanctions. And the main news again. Relief for patients today as Nigerian nurses have suspended their 7-day warning strike, ending days of tension in the nation's health sector. Also today, Amnesty International and the family of missing activist Abubakar Idris have urged the federal government to break the silence over the mysterious disappearance of Mr. Idris 6 years ago. Nigeria and the Republic of Congo have pledged closer ties as Vice President Shemitima hailed the regional leadership for peace in Africa. And Mali's ex-Prime Minister has been charged for undermining the state over his social media posts. That's the news at 10 tonight. I'm Melinda Kinlami. On behalf of the team, good night.